to make dope ass videos. Money to me as an artist, money is clay. I'm a fucking artist and the money is the fucking clay. And I'm curling up behind your Demi Moore and I'm fucking sliding it right in. And she's molding it. She's molding it. And my dick's getting ghost up in your wrist. I will fuck your bitch. When you have a wing, the sky's the limit because you're gonna push each other to do crazy shit. There's no way by myself without a culture like you can find at RSD Nation or Girl Interrupt or fucking groups, you know? Some people can't even believe I kiss or fuck a girl within seconds of meeting her. Do you think I sat there alone, walking up to girls and kissing them right away? Like I just thought of that by advance? No, that's me and my idiot friends. Like Max or Owen or Todd or Alpha Male Strategies. You know? Or Mystery when I can get them. And 15 years later, it's like boom, 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 boom. You gotta develop that shit. That's what happened. People just don't understand the context. We've just fucking gone out a lot. And that's the power of developing yourself a motherfucking wingman. And why don't you want to rely on a wingman? Core confidence. You don't want to be like a natural who's dependent on it. So what you gotta do is there's different ways you can go about it. Some guys are just so naturally confident and at ease that they're totally good no matter what, and it's just fucking effortless, you know? For other guys, you ever seen like the 6-step videos or whatever? Like I had a little system that was just like a way of looking at shit. You didn't need to be dogmatic about shit. Kind of drives me crazy when dudes take some of these idiots too dogmatically, you know? Just coming up with some ideas, like chill out. It's not like the 10 commandments of shit, you know? Volkswagen. You know, I'm just kind of out here gaming and seeing when it was working for me, bros. You gotta use your common sense, you know? Obey the law, get enthusiastic consent, open all, minimize time and attraction, trust your judgment, find something funny about it, you know? And also, lastly, if you're out of state or not in the zone, just sort of say hi. But if you're in state, burn that shit to the ground. Maybe less so when you're starting off the night because you're going to be kind of awkward a lot of times. But more when you're, you know, deeper into the night and you're more in the zone, you can burn that shit to the ground, not just open everyone, be friendly. You know, don't burn the whole club out like that when you're pushing too hard. But like that was a method where you could go out by yourself and you could sort of tell yourself a way to get into the social flow. You know, you can see girls and just be like, okay, I'm going to open everybody. I'm going to minimize the time. I'm going to not judge myself. I'm going to expect good results. I'm going to be happy that I opened up everything. And I'm going to find something funny about situations. So you're getting more social as you're approaching, more into the flow you're getting. And what's positive about this is that by going out solo and mastering whichever method you're applying, what are you learning to do? You're learning how to learn. You're learning how to regulate your emotions. You're learning how to step out of your comfort zone. But mostly you're learning how to regulate your motherfucking emotions. It's just emotions taking me over. Caught up in sorrow. No is all. Babies don't know how to regulate their emotions. Little kids don't know how to regulate their emotions. Masculine men know how to fucking regulate their emotions. I have to regulate little babies' emotions, and I have to regulate cadets' emotions at boot camps, and I have to regulate girls' emotions when they're girlfriends. When I used to have girlfriends, I don't really do that shit anymore, though. When you go out sober, and you know, okay, maybe a girl shut me down, so you're like, cool. Are you gonna be like, man, I'm a loser? Or are you gonna fucking install some chill, upgrade your chill RAM, and focus on opening the next one, minimize time, don't get caught up in the fucking call the ref just made. Why do you do that? Otherwise you're gonna fucking take forever on the next decision. Only judge yourself as good. Who the fuck would have the balls that you just did in approaching women solo after going out solo, sober and solo? Who the fuck has the fucking nuts for that? It takes nuts. I bullshit you not. So you can feel good about that. And why do you think it's so important to find something funny about the whole fucking situation? Why? Because you keep yourself positive and spiraling in an upward spiral, you know? And you fucking minimize any sort of fucking attempts by anybody to get you going on a downward one. You never stop spinning game, so you never have to start spinning game. And if you're not having fun in field, there's only one person you can fall for that. Fucking you. Okay? I blame society, so what are we being blot? Here's the toy. Here's the fun. Here's TV. Here's fun. You're just constantly having fed spoon fed to you, and then you go out in the field and you're like, wait, I'm supposed to feed myself fun? And that's why I have a lot of bitch made cadets come back and be like, those girls weren't fun. You know, it's that Glenn Carey, and the guy goes, the weeds are leak. Fuck you. You're weak. Coffee's for closers. If those bitches didn't have fun, it's your fucking fault. And last night we had that fucking idiot wanted to talk about the intricacies of fucking pot shop laws and how many years his dad had to die before he had cancer, or had cancer before he died. It's like, motherfucker. Any chick ever blows you out, just go call me. And one thing I like to do is pull out a $5 bill and go like, what about now? What about now? Can I buy some of your time with that? You also need to be cognizant of the preposterousness without being judgmental or mean. There's some guys in the pickup community that complain about, I watched a video, it told me to do game, and game was not joyous, and they gave me a false life, a hope of life with joyousness and sex, and they fucked up my life because game wasn't a fucking funny little fucking G-rated fucking Sega game that was spoon-fed to me and bought by my fucking parents. If you're one of those little bitch boys, you probably ain't gonna like it over here. You stick to the funnest scrannels, okay? And these guys are like, I go out and meet all these fucking slutty whores who are low quality and who are uninteresting. They're not fucking interesting. Not like me, because I am the interesting one, and I'm the honest one. And that's why I'm nice and cool. And that's why a motherfucker like Girl Interrupter or Max or Owen are deceptive fucking fuckboys, and girls are bad because they can't like me for my looks and my morality. And meanwhile, we're just sitting there having fun. You know? But it's like, why is that? I don't really want to have any male friends who aren't fucking wingmen at this point in my life. Fuck no. Fuck no. You know, I got enough male friends who aren't enough already. I ain't figuring to be girlfriend anymore. It's okay that at a certain point you gotta tell self-responsibility and don't blame other people for not being interesting, you know? I'm fucking having fun, you know? And you all enjoy what I had to say. And if I go talk to a girl and she's enjoying what I have to say, it makes me fun. I was trying to multitask and meet a lot of girls last night, you know? So at a certain point I gotta ask myself, is this helping me? Is thinking when you're boring, evil, helping you? Is that fucking shit helping you? A little fun a lot of times? If an idea ain't helping move your fucking life forward, these successful guys like me, we're probably gonna help. We're probably gonna discard that fucking idea if it's not helping us move forward. Because we'll be like, if it's not helping me, I probably just got to discard that shit because it's like, what's the alternative to being like, okay, girls are just these horrible fucking idiots, I can't do it. What's the alternative? Fucking going back to Pornhub and masturbating? That's not bad sometimes, but it's nice to have that just be a little fucking thing you do once every fucking however many months when you just want to check out per game for a minute and stack some money and minimize the time it takes to fucking get your rocks off. But eventually you'll realize that it's much better to have a super, super high percentage of your life be non-digital. I've always said for many fucking guys, especially to reference the naturals who are fucking patting themselves on the back for coming out and hooking a girl, and then what they always do is like if they see it might be difficult to pull her, instead they just exit the set, go home and say, I could have fucked her but I didn't want to, I only fucked the 10s to the 9s. And so these guys fucking pamper their fucking ego way too much, and I'm always like, I'd rather much have my dick wet than my ego intact. I want my dick wet. I can fix my ego later, you know? So if I have to chase a girl, I don't give a fucking shit. So fucking what? If I chase her and I fuck it, it feels a lot better than being like, I didn't chase her, I'm the shit. I could have fucked it if I wanted to. I'd rather not be lying there fucking alone. I like to fucking find out what was possible rather than tell myself what I would have fucking accomplished if I had gotten in the game. And sometimes I'll amuse myself by like saying, what could have I said obnoxious if I had been there? So sometimes I'll be in a cab and I'll say to a girl, sorry, are we going to have sex now? She'd be like, what the fuck? And I'll be like, why? And then I'll pretend like, I'll say I'm just not as experienced as other guys. And she'll be like, what, are you a virgin? And I'm like, what's the funniest thing I can say? And I'll be like, is that a problem? I have this weird fetish to claim that I'm fucking haven't lost my V card. And then you fuck the shit out of her and she'll be like, wow, you were so good for your first time. That's always so real. On a side note, it's a good way to get girls to tell you what they want. If you come at them super hard, and they'll be like, "You're my pussy just like that. Do this, do that," and they'll be like, "Oh my god, you followed my instructions so good." It's like this older girl who was like 35, and it was over Tinder. I think it was in Hollywood, and I sent her the Apocalypse Opa, you know, that literally just says, I can make you squirt. And then we meet up, and we go to the hotel room, and I'm like, how far can I push it? And I go, how's this going to work? Are we going to make out now? And also, she's like, are you really a virgin? And I'm like, yes. And she'll be like, oh my God, I fucking knew this had happened. Goddamn Tinder. And then we have sex, and she's like, I'm going to show you your new favorite position. And we do doggy style. And I'm like, wow, this is really fucking awesome and good. It feels super dirty. And then after I make her come, and she's like all blown away and shit, and being like, man, I never come with a dick inside me. And so this is not something you have to do. I'm a newbie, you're telling me to push it really hard, and you might not get laid. If you reach a certain level, you're just doing that to push your own buttons and self-amuse and play with your game. And so you get in some situations where girls will freak out and leave, and you know, I might pull a girl from the house and I'll push her away a little bit too much, and she'll be like, fuck you, and then leave. And I could be like, oh, pat myself on the back and say, I could have fucked her and jerk off and go home and sleep alone. But then I'll be like, fine. I'll fucking be like, I'd rather get my dick wet than keep my ego intact. And I run down the street and yell after the hoe. And then I fucking pull that wet tripping pussy. And I don't care if people are like, oh my God, you girl interrupted. You had to chase that fucking 7.5. And I'm like, I don't care. My ego can be bashed to the ground because I've learned how to rebuild it on a fucking minute's notice. Like fucking FEMA, fucking Hurricane Katrina. Better the next time, you know. You know, the girl could be like, oh, he could lie to me. He could be like, oh, you're the smoothie dudes. Who makes the smoothies? Or he could be like more direct, and she'll see that it's high value. And I'll be like, well, I was just kidding. I pretend to be a virgin. I just do it for the shits and giggles. That's the fucking thrust of it. I'd wreck walked and sucked. I'd rather get my cuck a chick and get my dick sucked and wet. Cause full fist the game is mine. I bet you turn the shit into butter one more time. But just to wrap this idea up, in life, and this is the philosophy I have, we all kind of wish that maybe we had wealthy parents, or, you know, the next level good looks, tons of female friends, and had been fucking the social calibration, and fucking inherited social status. If you don't have all that shit, you're gonna have to take massive action to get all that shit, and that's gonna take self-education, a lot of time management, sacrifices, managing your nutritional intake so that you have the component fucking building blocks of having your inner game and your spirituality dialed and your outer game dialed and your fashion. Shout out Kevin Samuels and SBK Fitness. Some people say, why should I do this? Why should I do all this? Black Manosphere is like, why shouldn't you? But to me, it feels like just as valuable a question is, why should you? Because cats might say like, well, you're gonna die anyway someday, like YOLO, and I'm gonna be like, well, if you're gonna die anyways, then why do you need to eat Cheetos in video game? Why not just do cool shit and make dope shit? Your life is dope because you do dope shit. Kanye, you guys just have lives with some of these naturals, their lives feed into their frame. Like basically things feed into their frame easily, and they're like, I don't need to chase a girl down the street, and I don't need to make a bunch of YouTube videos to get those ideas out there. I'm just rich because I inherited a lot of money. So a lot of people have that fog of being a natural, being someone who had an entitled life, and they have this ego that prevents them from ever becoming as game tight as I am. You know, if I had just been the most naturally good looking guy, I don't think I would have ever taught myself how to do pickup. You know, some kid, Max, take that motherfucking Max. He's 5'6". If he was 6'2", do you think he'd be such a fucking savage? I don't know, but that's why I'm glad I'm a 6'4" super savage. You know, but I had to go through a lot of pain to fucking have to go there, in spite of the fact that I had all these natural qualities and fucking 6'4", green eyes, smart. Dad's a physician. All that shit. Hella fucking savage alphas in my family's fucking DNA on both sides. You know, be that guy who can constantly do it. I got an uncle who gave a bitch a couple $1 million for being married to him for 9 months. You know, that's not great. But to even have that fucking money, you have to be pretty alpha. Like you fucking played tennis at Michigan University, yeah. So you want to be able to have a strong foundation where you don't need all that shit. Build it, but don't need it. You know, same thing if you build a $1 million business or multi-million-dollar construction defect. Plaintiff's firm, build it, but don't need it. And that's where my Uncle Bo's a fucking pimp. And that's where my Uncle Robert's a fucking pimp. And that's where my Uncle Jimmy's a fucking pimp. That's where my Uncle Vince is a fucking pimp. Look at Donald Trump. He lost his money 4 or 5 times and he built that shit right back up. Very good experience with one of my best friends in Vienna. He's extremely jacked. He had a party and all he did is make fucking money from there.